Hey Gauchos, and welcome to this week's episode of GauchoTV. Kicking it off this week with the top 5. This week, top 5 free ways to make a list. Now, I know that sounds kind of simple, but if you're like me and you're into getting things done and productivity, you want to find a good way to make a list. Now, here's my top 5 free ways. Actually, number 5 is the least free of the ways, and that's use a pen and paper, right? Although, in a way, I'm sort of kidding. I mean, it's not very secure. It's not accessible from anywhere. I've written down tons of notes in my time that I then subsequently lost. I got notebooks up in my office full. I lose them all the time. I was very unreliable. So I turned to the internet, and so the top 4 are from the internet. Number 4 is Todoist. It integrates with your Gmail, has mobile access, widgets. The interface is kind of lame, but there are good screencasts on it on how to use it, and it's good because you can set up categories and subcategories and orders of importance. So there's a lot of good things about Todoist, but the interface is also kind of boring, kind of weak. Number 3 is the best overall one I found. It's Remember the Milk. So you go there, set up the account. It's real quick, it's free, and super thorough. Works with your Google apps. There's an iPhone and an Android app. You can work online with it. You can set up SMS and IM reminders, and it integrates with your Twitter. You can upgrade to a more comprehensive account, but Remember the Milk was great for just like something to make a list on the go, on your phone, access it from your computer, access it from any computer. That was super handy. Number 2 is Todoist. Now, this is a new product from the guys at 37 Signals, and it kind of hung up on me. It does give you a custom URL, which is pretty cool. It gives you your username .todalist.com, so you can get there really easily. You don't have to remember it. Also has an email address where you can email direct updates from your phone if you're in a hurry and you don't want to go to the website, or if you've got a slower connection, if you're on edge like me. It's that sort of situation. And then the number one thing, the thing I use the most, is Google Tasks, also known as Gmail Tasks. And it, of course, integrates with Gmail. It has an iPhone applet that really just launches the browser and goes to the tasks, but still pretty handy. And integrates, of course, with Google Calendar and iGoogle, which I use for my homepage. So those are your top 5 ways to make a list, although I don't really recommend number 5 because I'm sure there's notes in here that I haven't checked, and I just got this. And I will lose this almost immediately after I turn the camera off. See? I already lost it. Has anyone seen the little green book? The pen? Nobody? Okay. All right, now some more GauchoTV. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. It's Marv, just getting some sun out here, kicking off our Gaucho Summer Fun Series. It's part 1, and this week I have a whole bunch of information for you. But first off, because I'm out here catching some rays, I want to hook you up with what Consumer Reports is going to deem in their July issue as their top sunscreen. They just announced this because it's summertime and you don't want to get burnt. Of course, if you're a fair-complected individual like myself, you're definitely going to want to slather on the sunscreen. And of all of the sunscreens that they tested at Consumer Reports, the number 1, it's also a Consumer Reports Best Buy, was Target store brand Up and Up. Up and Up Sport. So of all the sunscreen they tested, Target's Up and Up, their store brand, came in number 1. It was also a Consumer Reports Best Buy. Birds built a nest in my backyard. Can you tell? It's nice. That's real nice at 6 a.m. Real nice. Right outside the bedroom window. Nature. Alright, Gauchos, full disclosure. I was just editing this episode of GauchoTV when I realized that because of the birds and the wind, you could not understand anything I was saying. So, little take 2 from right here. As I said, 2010 July issue of Consumer Reports is going to have Target's Up and Up Continuous Spray SPF 30 sunscreen as their best tested sunscreen. So if you're looking for a really good sunscreen and you don't want to turn bright beet red as I do every summer, that's the one to pick up. Okay? And now moving on to Gaucho Tips Cheap Vacations. And over our Summer Fun series, we're going to be showing you all kinds of different ways to save money here on Gaucho TV with your summer fun this week. Cheap vacation. So I don't know if you're lucky enough to watch Community on NBC. If you're here in the States, you can watch it on Hulu. If not, I'm sure there's some way you could download it off the internet. Anyway, Yvette Nicole Brown's character Shirley said when talking about what she was going to do this summer is she's hoping that her kids don't find out that a motel is just a really small theme park, but that's actually a really smart idea. In fact, a lot of hotels and motels to ramp up vacation traffic have been adding nicer water parks. There's in Kansas City a place called Great Wolf Lodge that is essentially just started as a hotel, and they just kept adding on to the water park and adding on to the water park, and they said, well, you know what, we're going to promote this as a big indoor water park, and they do great year-round business. So that's a fun way to take a quick weekend vacation. And your kids are pretty easy to please. I mean, we've got this image built up of how our kids behave, but honestly, kids are like your freshman year dorm roommate, only sober. But they're easy to please, they're ready to have a good time, and it doesn't really matter what. However, if you are going to take them to a big theme park, there's lots of ways to save money on that too. Promo offers, something to watch out for. Soda cans, grocery stores, they all have that in common. If you look at a soda can, usually got the regional theme park on there, bring in this can for however much off, or local grocery stores underwrite a lot of the particularly large chain grocery stores will underwrite that particular summer at whatever theme park it is, and they have discounted tickets for sale at their customer service desk. Here's one example. I was drinking a can of Diet Coke, as I want to do, and it said right on there, Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, which is in San Antonio, just about an hour south of here. And it said bring in for kids admission for a regular general admission ticket. Now, what does that work out to? Well, general adult admission is $51.99, $52. Kids admission, children under 48 inches, are $36.99. So $37 down from $52. Definitely worth taking a can in, or a little secret, buy the tickets online. If you go to the website for Six Flags, it has everyone pays the kids' price if you buy online, and you can get your parking tickets in advance. So that's like way cheaper than when you pay on site to park, which is how they really nickel and dime you with these parks anyway, is the little incidental cost. It's $25 to park your car, but what are you going to do? Walk? The closest parking lot's 3 light years away. So buy online. That is the underlying message. And that way you can go to Six Flags and see not only the creepy Mr. Six, but now his even creepier little doppelganger, Little Six.
Little Six!
That's exactly what that needed, was a creepier little mini-me version running around. It's kind of Halloween year-round there at Six Flags. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of Gaucho TV. Sorry it had to be done from indoors and not while I was getting some sun, but the birds and the nature and the wind proved to be too much for this week's episode of Gaucho TV. Until next time, I'll see ya.